What up, though?
Welcome to Main Grow Game, your primary source for tips and do-it-yourself tricks related to improving your personal gardening game. Listen, wouldn't you like to transition to complete off-grid living someday? Or at least partial off-grid living someday? Wouldn't you want to know where at least some of your food comes from? Aren't you ready to start taking steps towards improving your personal health? Don't you want to save some money? Aren't you tired of giving the big box stores all of your hard-earned money as the price of everything steady goes up? If you answer yes to either of those questions, you definitely want to subscribe to this channel. While you're at it, make sure you tap the bell notification and select all. Therefore, you'll receive an update every time I upload some interesting content. Trust me, the content is interesting. You definitely don't want to miss any of these posts, right? Speaking of content, on this particular video, this is the second part to the Seed to Consumption series that I'm running. On the last video, I showed you a cool hack, a mean hack, how to germinate your seeds easily, free of charge, using stuff that's just laying around the kitchen. So in this particular video, I'm going to do an update and just show you the progress as I check up on the seeds to see if they germinated or not, how they're doing, if they're ready to be planted, which I'm pretty sure they are. But yep, so that's all what's going on for this video. Stay tuned. So here I have the watermelon. I just grabbed it out of the cabinet above the stove right there. I benefit from having it above the stove because every time I cook, heat rises. So that assists us with the germination process. You don't want to have them cold. Boom. So right there, I can see roots sticking out of the seeds. Obviously, it wasn't like that when I put it in the napkin. So I know that the seed successfully germinated. And I can just, the ones that's not sticking out of the napkin like that, because they don't always be sticking out of the napkin like that, but I let it go an extra day or two after I could have already taken it out. But I can just touch, like feel around the seed, feel around the napkin where the seed is at, and I can feel like something sticking out. So I know that that's a root. I know the seed germinated. Boom. Here you go right here, cantaloupe. I see that that's actually a plant. If that was in soil, that part would be sticking out of the ground. It would not be still under the ground. But since I tricked the plant into thinking it was buried, it already started to grow. This is like a day or two beyond when I could have already taken it out. And so sometimes I let it go an extra day or two to let it get a little bit of meat on the bones so that I know it's going to like continue to grow after I plant it. I don't want it to be soon as a little root pop out, I hurry up and bury it. Then the seed still got to struggle to try to kind of bust out the top of the soil. That way, when I have it like this, I can plant the root part and leave the top already sticking out of the soil, because you want to get it into some sunlight as soon as possible, which I should have probably already did yesterday, maybe even the day before, but it's definitely ready now. It's no benefit keeping it in the bag at this point. Move on to the next step. This is just another angle in case it wasn't really clear. So I just took it and set it on the table. I'm just, again, just visually inspecting it. When you're going to pull the paper towel apart and it's not coming apart easily because the roots then grew all the way through, you don't really want to risk tearing a root just to undo the paper towel. At that point, you can just rip the paper towel and keep the seed or exactly where it's at and still plant it. As long as the roots is in the soil, especially when it's like that right there. So I could have just tear the seed, tear in between the paper towel, tear in between where the seeds are, leave the seed in the paper towel because the paper towel is biodegradable anyway. And I can just bury that in the soil instead of risking snapping the root, because the root is extremely fragile at this point. Like if I was doing the normal way of germinating seeds, that part would be buried under the soil. You wouldn't be touching it. You wouldn't be exposing it to air. It wouldn't even see light again. So you don't want to leave it out like this. You definitely don't want to leave it still in a paper towel, leave it in a bag. Plus you risk a chance of it starting to rot and all of that. So it's really not that much, no air circulation inside this sealed up bag, which is, not an ideal situation for any plants. So yeah, once I looked through a couple of them, the first, like an original video, I only did 4 and 4, but like I said in the original video, I was doing more. So here's the extra 4. I actually did 8 and 8. 8 watermelon, 8 cantaloupe right there. You see me touching it with my thumb. That's the root sticking out. Once I open up the paper towel, I can see that the seeds germinated. I can see how far along they are. Yeah. So I mean, it's really nothing else that's to do at this point. At this step in the process, it's done. Well, that does it for this video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really hope you learned something. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you can stay tuned as I move on to the next video within this series, which will be taking the seedlings that I just germinated and getting them into some soil and showing you the whole process I go about doing that, getting them set up, getting them ready to grow, and that'll be coming soon. But yep. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Mean Grow Gang.